Missing children, some 460,000 a
Mm-hmm.
year, every year. So, the job of missing children, if you don't mind taking it from two different angles. One is, what are we doing? Every time we see reports, it's a celebration. But could you give some feedback on the preventative side? To have 460,000 kids missing every single year, how are these kids, being taken? What are some different stories you're hearing about? Whoever these child traffickers are, what are some ways that they're doing it in America that you're finding?
Well, one of the tools they used was that open border for years. We saw over 400,000 children be lost under the last administration. They came in, moved by human traffickers. Some of them were even put into government programs under the Office of Refugees, under HHS, and we paid people. Sponsors, they called them, to take these children in. And then those sponsors were so corrupt that they were trafficking these children. So that was happening under the Biden administration, that we were actually, the federal government was paying people who went out and then trafficked these children who came across the border and were separated from their families. So we have since found over 150,000 of those children and relocated many of them and put them back with their families and reunited them. But we've got a lot more to find, and they're continuing to use them. We've seen those numbers drop dramatically of new children that are being trafficked because of that secure border and not allowing people to use those children to come across and facilitate. If you remember, the policies was that if they had a child underage, that whole group of individuals got to come in and not be detained at all. And so you saw many times the Border Patrol talking about the fact that they had saw the same child being used by those mules, moving different groups of people crossing the border multiple times, knowing that if they had a child in the group and declared that they were a part of the family or someone who's responsible for them, that they could be immediately released into the interior of the country. That's why as soon as President Trump came into office and I became Homeland Security Secretary, we started using DNA testing again at the border so that we would know if that individual that came to the border, if they said that child was theirs, we DNA tested them to make sure. But people quit coming to that border and quit trafficking those children because they knew no matter what, they were not going to be allowed to enter if they weren't coming legally.
Yeah, I mean, to give you guys credit, 55-year low. The last time we saw numbers like this was 1970. Within 12 months, there was an 84% drop-off. And it's amazing because when Vice President Kamala Harris was saying how difficult it was and how challenging of a job it is, it took you only a few months to get it done. And they could have done this the entire time and they didn't want to do it again. You talked about it a little bit earlier. But to me, what sits at the top of everything for every family, am I safe to have my kids go play outside? The day I can't feel safe to let my kids play outside, we have a very big problem that we got to address.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can't start it with illegal immigration here, and especially our kids, that's an area where politics doesn't matter. Left, right, center, nobody cares what political party you're from when it comes down to their kids. And you guys have done a great job with that, and we look forward to hearing continuous updates on what you're doing there.
If you love this country, show it. Lead with pride in the Valuetainment USA collection. Designed for freedom thinkers, built for everyday leaders. Red, white, blue. Purpose. Wear what you believe in. Valuetainment USA.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.